Good morning, student. Very happy to see you all in the morning. Uh, Today, we are going to discuss on the industry case study regarding our subject wireless ad hoc and sensor network. We already gone through several number of case study on the wireless ad hoc network. In association with this, we are going to see in one more case study. So we'll move to the case study part. When we visited the company called Global Knowledge, the company which is working on the products of developing the sensors as an integrated one for each and every product. So when they are working on that, they face lot of problem in the major issues on the placing the water tank and the identification of level of the water will be present over there, because it consists of a larger global water tank. Since it is not a smaller one, it's a big, and for a whole area there should be a global tank will be associated with that. So in order to uh, identifying the water level, they are facing a lot of difficulty in that, whether there may be a possibility of water will be tank will be empty, and there may be a possibility of overflow of water may happen. This is a case which they are involving in the manual way. When we started interacting with the members of the company, they are expressing their views, and they are facing a lot of difficulty on identifying the level of water in the global tank. So we started off taking that as our case study. That is why we chosen a case study on a water level indication for the tank using sensors. So this is our title, which we belong to the. So as you all said, the company associated with this case study will be Global Knowledge, and as we know that the case study generally belongs to the prediction of water level indication. So for that we need a lot of parameters will be considered for level of water. So in order to make the analysis part of the data, this is comes under the trust area of data analytics. So we have to consider a lot of parameters for that, for predicting whether the level of water is overflow or level of water is below the water. So this is the case which should be predicted. And for the industry verticals, since it is a global concern, it will be supported for the any tank. It may be an industry, it may be all apartment, it may be of government sectors. So it will be mainly purpose of making the smarter way of finding the water level. So that is why it comes under the industry verticals of smart city. When we discuss with the members of the company, we interacting with the issues of them regarding this major case. When we have a discussion during the empathy part, they started telling that there is a process of going in the manual way of checking the water level as a global concern. So there will be manual problems. Obviously the expense of cost will be there. For example, there may be a cause of overflow may occur even though if it's done on a manual way, so it will cause a larger amount of cost for global concern. So second thing will be expense in cost, and obviously if there is a flow of water flow, so for that the electricity will be also more. When it is on demand basis, when you're comparing with that, the electricity will be very less. And for identification purpose, they are using human resource for that. So there should be a lot of human needed for this process, and there should be a lot of risk involved in this. There may be a possibility of accident, fall down in the tank. There are many issues are there in the previous cases. So these are the major pain problems which they have in the empathy part, which is manual process. With that, will have a cost expensiveness. In associate with the more electricity will be happen on the water flow. For identification, there will be a larger human resource or user. With this, there will be more risk involved in their life. After we have a clear empathy discussion with the members, we thought of prioritize all these things and we give a topmost priority of the problem. We concise or converge into a single point of defining the problem statement as the major problem what they are facing is manual way. Of all these priorities, the major will be focused on manual identification. So which we define as difficult in identifying the level indication of water in global tank manually is a major concern. So when we overcome this, probably it will address all the issues. So we convert this as a problem statement, right? Since the manual work will be associated with the electricity and the human resource and the cost expensiveness, everything will be involved. So when we define this, it will be appropriated one. And when the ideation of developing the solution for this, we have different way of identification of the various solution for that, but the right solution which is apt to the solving the current issues, what we thought of will be considering an automated device which will control and identify the level indication of water with the help of any sensors, so that this sensor will sense the information about the level of water. Based on that, the process of water in and outlet will be takes place. So this should be done only on the on-demand basis. Instead of using the manual basis, this will entirely automate the process of water in and water outlet will be done only on the on-demand basis. So that strictly we can overcome all those issues. While if you are applying this solution, it will be best suitable for your case. We started working on the architecture part of the current scenario. Yes. This is probably the architecture diagram which explained about the cases which we are consider. So what are the components we are going to involve in that? Probably for integrating all the components we are using Arduino Nano V3. So it will integrate all the components to that, and we will have a battery which is connected with the Arduino board for accessing the data. And we are going to place an ultrasonic sensors which is there in the water level of water tank, and along with the modulo TX will be integrated with the Arduino board, and all this will be interface with the mobile application. So what the actual thing will be there, since it is connected, the level of, there will be sensor will be placed in the water tank, right? Once for both the water level all going to overflow and as well as the tank will be getting empty. So there should be both level of indication will be done with the help of these sensors. So what automatically if the level of water will be below the sensors which indicating that the water is very low, so that the water should be given as an inlet of the water should be takes place. That is one case. Second thing, if it's beyond the sensor which is placed at the top, then we can say that the water will go into overflow. So we can switch off the inlet. So with this probably we can reduce the electricity and we can reduce the resource of water to a major extent. So the sensor will frequently monitor the information and it will send the data to the Arduino board. This Arduino board will integrate with the have both transmitter and receiver. So the transmitter will transmit the data from the Arduino board to the mobile application, and the receiver of the Arduino board will receive the information from the sensor. So these are the major process which is happening there. There should be a message will be conveyed to the mobile interface indicating that whether the level of water is less or level of water is above. So based on this, the action should be taken place. When we implementing this solution, there will be a lot of benefits involved in using this application. When we move to the benefits of this application, the major benefits you will be having in the water part will be for either it may be and water empty in the tank or it may be overflow. Probably they will be uh, putting the electricity will be large. So in order to avoid that, so in an on-demand basis, the uh, process of intake will be going into the water tank. So it reduces a lot of large amount of electricity there. Since the expensing of and the damage will not be happen, we will strictly avoid the overflowness and the tank will be empty in the major part. And the third thing will be it should be a minimum amount of installation and the maintenance will be taken place in a larger way so that it will be run for a larger period of time. So the lifespan of the tank will be extended to a next level. When we avoid the manual operation of identification with the help of these sensors, so the rescue or the operation will not be taken place. We are strictly avoiding on the identification. So these are all the major benefits which we involve in that. And we, with the help of this manual way, we have reduced the risk factor of the humans which are involved in the global tank. So these are the major benefits of using this application. So this is a right solution for the suitable case which you consider on. With the help of this sensor plays a vital role in integrating with the Arduino board and interface with the mobile application. It changes the entire scenario of the solving the problem in the right direction. So the sensors will sense the information and it will receive with the help of receiver in the Arduino board, and the receiver will, after receiving to the Arduino board, then there should be a transmitter for transmitting the data from the Arduino board to the mobile application. So the mobile application will clearly indicating about the water level, so that based on the message which you receive, so the automated way of filling the water tank will be takes place, and the maintenance of the water tank will be done on a frequently basis so that there should not be any overflow may occur. So these are the vital benefits which we involved in that. So with this solution, we say that we can save the larger amount of time and electricity and money and human resource with this application. So thank you for being the patience for listening.